Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show some real-world performance benchmarks of a few hard drives that I have in my system. So basically, I have a real high-end mechanical drive, and then I've got sort of a mediocre, like one of those weird hybrid type drives that's got an SSD cache on it, and those are supposed to be pretty quick, so we'll see how that compares to the regular mechanical drive. And then I've got a what I upgraded from was a conventional SSD. So what I'll do is I'll post a screenshot of the results from the SSD, or the conventional SSD, and then I'll do the real world performance test of the new hard drive which I got, which is an M.2 X4 Samsung SM951 or something. I'll post a screenshot of that too, and you'll see what the benchmark tests are. So I've had that in my machine for sort of a few days now, and I've been doing like tests and things on it, and it's so fast. It's much faster than I was expecting. Right, so let's get straight to it. So what I'm going to do is we'll do this benchmark right here, and we'll start out with the mechanical drive, since, well, that's supposed to be like the oldest tech and all that. Like, yeah, we'll start from the beginning and then we'll just move up. So if I click on start on there, and we'll just see how that drive does. So I'm not going to like pause the video or any of that stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the video run, and if you guys want to forward through, you're welcome to forward through. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll just let it run, and I'm not going to even bother editing this video. I'm just going to stick it straight out on YouTube once it's done, and that'll be that. So what are we up to there so far? So that is the write, and the read we're looking about 100, yeah, 110, something like that. We'll just see where that goes. And that's megabytes per second, not megabits per second. So it's still around about 100. Yeah, between there. Wonder if I can make this bigger. Probably not. Oops, my bad. Clicking on shit's never a good idea while a benchmark is going on. Well, that looks almost like 120 going on there. The read and the writes are really close together. That's the thing I've noticed with the SSDs, is that the read and the writes, there can be quite a gap between them, where the mechanical drives are a lot more sort of equal read and write, I guess. I'm surprised a lot more gear doesn't come with SSDs in them. I had a PlayStation 3 and a PlayStation 4 in the workshop, and I just opened up like the PlayStation 3 and I checked it out, and I was like, wow, there's like an old school mechanical drive in there. I wonder how it would perform if I had to stick an SSD in there. I reckon the load time should be a lot better. Be a lot better in general, I reckon. And with the price of the SSDs these days, wouldn't be such a bad idea, I reckon. Right, that one's gone over 120. Check that out. 123 megabytes per second, and 120 on the right. Not bad. Better than I expected. Check that out. It's going up. 128. These are all default settings, by the way. I haven't changed anything. I literally just installed the benchmark program, and now I'm running it. Easy as that. Maybe I should stop being lazy and put some music in here. Just leave in the comments below if you think there should be music in here, or if you think any of my future videos should have music in. I know, like when I watch other people's videos and they've got like music in there and I'm trying to watch stuff and the music just drives me crazy. I hate it. Right, so that is finished, and that's gone up to 145 and 140. So read is obviously a little bit faster, so that's quite good. That's very, very respectable, I reckon. It is a high-end drive. I'm not going to mention any brands, but it's a real high-end drive. But then again, it's mechanical, so we'll see. So let's move on. So G, that is my hybrid drive. So let's run that and see how that goes. I'm not expecting this to be very good, I must admit. From the transferring of files and things that I've done, this drive is horrible. Again, just leave a comment in down below if you've ever had a good experience with one of these hybrid drives, and you could even leave the make and the model number, and if you think it's something that I need to look into, I probably will. If there's any real benefit to it. I guess if it was like a boot drive or something, then maybe I could see a benefit to it. But just as a storage drive, just randomly, I mean, I could probably take it out my system. It's only a terabyte drive, and that was in my laptop. So I replaced this drive with a proper SSD, which I put in my laptop. And the difference on my laptop is just crazy. Yeah, I guess the cache the cache partition would be good for like an operating system, I guess. I don't actually know how it allocates what's stored on the SSD part, or I don't actually know how it works too much. I haven't really cared enough to really research it. So then again, if you have a link to any of that info, feel free to just pop it down in the comments section and I'll have a look at that. Otherwise, if you're like me and you don't really give a shit, then yeah, just stick around and see what the results are. It'll be quite interesting. So it's not looking so good, is it? It's like 70 megabytes per second. That's like so far half the speed of the regular mechanical drive. And I had that in my laptop, which is a real high-end laptop with 8-core i7, 16 gigs of RAM. It's a 4 gigabyte GTX 960 graphics card. Yeah. So it's a high-end laptop, not the cheapest, let's put it that way. And this was in that. So when I'd like stoke it up, I'd be like, wow, it's taken about 4 minutes to fire up. And when you're paying like over $1,000 for a laptop and it takes like 4 minutes to fire up, you know, it's bad. But after I put my SSD in there, it takes about 10 seconds to go from pressing the power button to being fully logged in and usable. So yeah, I'm happy about that. SSDs these days are quite cheap, so you can get like a 512 gig SSD for about £100, something like that. Not bad. So we're nearing the end of this benchmark. we're pretty close to 90. So 87, 87. See the reads and the writes on there are like pretty close together. It's going up a little bit. 91. We'll just see where this goes. 96 on the read. Yeah, look at that. 95 on that write. So 95, 95. That's a good representation right there of what I can expect from this drive. And looking at those numbers, it doesn't surprise me why my laptop was so slow. So if you find your laptop's running quite slow and you've got one of these crappy hybrid drives in there, replace it like as soon as you can, because it's going to make such a difference. So let's go to my C drive, which is the boot drive, obviously. And that is, well, this is going to be my new M.2 X4. I'll leave a description down below of the drive that I got. I can't remember the exact model number. I know it's like a Samsung SN951 or something. It's a real nice drive. Actually, it's more like a secret weapon. That's what it's like. It's so underrated. I don't know why I didn't get one of these before. But right, so let's begin. So, according to the packaging, this one has, I think it says 2,150 megabytes per second. That's what it said on the packaging of the read speeds that I can expect, and I think the write speeds was like 1,500. That's what it said on the packaging, and that's by no means saturating the bandwidth on the PCI Express lanes, because this hard drive is using 4 times PCI Express lanes. So I think the maximum bandwidth is 32 gigabits per second, which is, if you divide that by 8, will give you the megabytes per second, and that should be 4,000 megabytes per second. So 4,000 megabytes per second. That is the total bandwidth of the PCI Express lanes. Right, so what are we up to there so far? That's peaking just over 2,000 so far, which is quite good. So it's going, yeah, still 2,100. I wonder if me recording this video is impacting my benchmark performance. Maybe just a little bit on this drive, but to be honest, it's not going to make that much of a difference. So whatever the final number is, that's what you can expect. So just a little bit more than that, that's what you can expect. If you were to go out and buy this hard drive, like right now, put in your machine, you should expect a little bit more than what I'm getting, because my video is recording. So we're looking at, so it's actually, it's looking faster than what it says on the box. It said 2,100 on the box, and we're getting like 2,250 over there so far. That's the highest I can see. Let's get right in there and check. 2,250. And these write speeds, 1,600. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the benchmark, and if I look at this line, I think that's as fast as what we can expect from this drive. So 2,228. and that should be the end of it. So you're looking about, say, 2,250 megabytes per second. So that's like just over 18 gigabits per second, if you want to look at it that way. And actually, the amount I paid for this drive, I'll tell you how much I paid. I paid £205 for a 512 gigabyte M.2 card. And when I think back to last year when I bought my SSD, my regular SSD, that SSD was quite a high-end SSD. It wasn't the cheapest, and I paid £275 for that one, and that was also a 512. So the M.2 is cheaper now, and well, it's like 3 times, nearly 4 times faster. So that's a little tip for you guys. If you guys are out on the market for a new hard drive, as long as your motherboard has an X.2, an M.2 socket on it, or port, whatever you want to call it, and you have 4 PCI Express lanes free, I recommend upgrading to one of these. So I don't really have a problem. I've got 40 PCI Express lanes, and I'm only using one graphics card. So that should probably, so if I go in here in Device Manager, whoops, wrong one, Device Manager, there we are. So I'm only running one graphics card, which is a GTX 1080, and the processor I'm running is the 6950X at 3 gigahertz, so completely stock. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that leaves me with what, 16 minus, yeah, a lot of PCI Express lanes like spare. Yeah, damn, I couldn't get the word out there for a second. So that's it. Yeah, that's the end of my video. So I'll leave a link down below for the video that I did before this one, technically, which was my graphics benchmark with my CPU. So I've just recently upgraded, as you can see, to the 6950X and the GTX 1080, and I did a benchmark video showing how my CPU and my graphics card work together, and it works really well. I'm very happy with it, I must admit. Sup peeps, here's the M.2 drive I was telling you guys about. So that is, let's see if it says something on there, MZVPV5120, and it says over here SM951. So that was that over there, pretty much. I'll just show you what it looks like. We'll flip it over, and that's what it looks like on the back. So it's a tiny little thing. It's smaller than a piece of laptop RAM, pretty much. Yep, and that's what it looks like. I'll pause the video there. And this is going to be a quick little installation on it. So we just slide that into there. Make sure to take the screw out beforehand, because mine was screwed into the motherboard. So I take it, yours will be too. So I just reach the screwdriver over there, pop that screw in, put my phone down. This is recorded on my phone, by the way. That's why it's so sort of shaky and low quality and bad. I pre-recorded this video when I installed the hard drive, but the audio didn't come out so good. That's why I'm voice-overing it like right damn now. Sweet. And there we are. So don't over tighten that screw. Whatever you do, that's just to hold it in place. It doesn't have to be tight at all. And there we are. So that's nice and tight. I'll leave it at that. Okay, and this is going to be basically I'm recording the video that I did earlier, which had like real bad audio, So I'm using the video and just voice overing it, basically. So that's what I'm doing. So if it looks and sounds a bit weird, that's because it is. Right, so this is the conventional SSD I was telling you guys about. And so the test has already started. And I'll just press play on the video. And we'll just watch and see where it goes and what it does. So it said on the box 550 and 500. So we'll just see exactly how that compares to what it said on the box when I bought it. And bear in mind, this is like a year old, this SSD. So we'll also see if there's any form of degradation involved. That was another thing that I've been really interested in, is whether there's any like hardware degradation. So if I look there, that's like 555, which is faster than what it says on the box already, and that's pretty good. And that write speed is like practically bang on 500, which is what it says on the box. So that's really good. It's always nice when you get a product that does what it says. It's like, you know, that, yeah, basically that does what it says on the box. It's always awesome when you get that. I'll just let this go through and then I'll stop the video, and that's pretty much that. So yeah, once the test ends, we'll get the final result. There we are. So that's the end, and I'll pause this video and we'll just go through it. So let's see what's the fastest. We're talking 556. That's probably going to be the fastest read, and the write is going to be, well, 504. So that's really good. I mean, it's better a little bit than what it says on the box, and that's more than I can say for a lot of products that I've had in the past. Almost nothing is as good as what it says on the box. So yep, I take my hats off to these chaps, and well, that's the end of my little benchmark video. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys later, or in the next type thing that I do, basically. Yeah, so as I get new hardware and stuff, I'll just upload videos on it and give my thoughts on what I think of it, and hopefully somebody out there can benefit from that. So these are real world results. These are the results you can expect when you put this stuff in your PC. It's not like some of those other videos where you go like, watch on YouTube, and some dude just downloads benchmark results off of somebody else's website, and it doesn't correlate to anything that anybody's ever going to get ever. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Right, that's my little rant over. Thanks for watching. See you later.